What's good, YouTube? What's good, beautiful family? So I haven't been posting as much, y'all. Really just been trying to figure it out with the internet and stuff like that. But I really wanted to get in. What I wanted to get into today is: are we being safe or are we being ourselves? Are we being comfortable or are we leaning into the discomfort at times that, that will benefit us, that will teach us, that will help us learn, especially lessons that come up in life that hold purpose. As our whole life is purposeful, every decision, every situation, every circumstance holds purpose, and it holds something that we can learn, that we can gain knowledge, and we can gain so much from. And it's not even knowledge, but it's also lessons and teachings and understandings about ourselves, and to know ourselves more, and to figure out, as when a baby is growing up, it figures out what it likes and what it don't likes. But we think it just stops there. When we are truly ourselves, when we are truly in our authenticity, we allow ourselves and we give ourselves the opportunity to really not just be in the crowd, to be different, and to be different in our own unique and beautiful way, to be different in a way that supports us in what we are doing and the craft that we are, or you can call it craft or passion or gifts that we have inside of us, because we all have gifts. We all have something that we love doing. We all have something that, gives us that energy. And if we ain't doing it, there is something that, you can look at yourself, or you can ask yourself what you love doing, if that goes back to what you was doing as a kid or what you was doing in high school or whatever moment that it may go back to. But we all love doing something, and we all have a talent. We all have a gift for that thing. And when we can, we get so influenced by the environment around us and by people around us. Trust me. I was playing basketball for a long time in high school, but I loved playing it, don't get me wrong, but I don't think I loved it as much as, I would have loved doing content or something like this. But I was kind of just trying to fit in with the crowd. I was trying to make sure I was doing something right, that I looked like I was doing something with my life, when then actually I was lost. I wasn't doing what I thought I was doing. And we can get caught up in the moments when we're doing something just for outcome, or for the money, or for anything else, reasons. But really, that is not the right way of doing it. When we do it because we love doing it, when we do it because it gives us the energy, when we do it because we are having fun and not feeling like we should, or it is a force. When you are doing something and you feel at your natural state, when you feel in your flow, as again, I've said this in my videos before, a lot of successful people talk about being in that flow state. And I truly think this is what the flow state comes to, and this is what they talk about. It's because they are actually doing something they love. And sometimes it may be what the crowd loves doing, sometimes it may not be. But when you actually can drift away and find out what you love doing, and not care about any judgment that may come with it, or care about the risk. Care about it in a way, but not care about it so much in a way that, oh, if I do this, this is going to happen. Because there's going to be fear, there's going to be sacrifice with what you love doing. And you find this a lot with a lot of successful people. A lot of successful people talk about this. A lot of successful talk about they had to take leaps of faith. They talk about it, but it is not necessarily shown. In the highlight reel, in the Instagrams and the social media platforms, it's not really shown there. But you can go back into so many YouTubers, especially content creators. They started off from nothing. They started off from, getting no views, this and that. But they climbed, and they had that faith in themselves. They had that purpose within themselves. They had that vision. And that is what a lot of successful people in all kinds of areas have, is that vision and that purpose and that belief within themselves. When we truly get this and we truly know this, it helps us realize that, yes, if they can do it, I can do it too. And I feel like that is why it's such a great influence and such a great inspiration that people are out there doing what they love to do, because it helps a lot of other people realize that, okay, if they can do that, I can do that too. I can be my own unique and different self. And I hope that's what I influence and inspire in y'all as well, because I'm coming from, I'll explain my situation a little bit. I'm coming from a small town, 1,000 people most. I think I've talked about this before, not too sure if I have, but small town, 1,000 people most, really 1,000. But I'm grateful to be here. You know what I'm saying? There's nature all around me. I get to ground, spend time with nature, and honestly, it's such a gift. But at the same time, the people around me, they don't believe in doing content. They don't believe in, you know what I'm saying, doing something crazy, like not even crazy, but doing something big. And it's not their fault. And I'm not judging them saying they ain't. There might be, you know what I'm saying, they might change their minds. But growing up, people really wasn't thinking like that. And, you know what I'm saying, it's the go to college, do your job, this and that. And I really had a love for football growing up, but we didn't even have football in our school. So, you know what I'm saying, I had to pivot, and that's where I went to basketball. And I could have went to another school, but I had social anxiety at the time. So, you know what I'm saying, I stayed up, you know what I'm saying, my regular school with my regular friends. Because I was, you know, I was in fear of meeting new people. And that is, honestly, if I would have played football, and I did love football, that is one of them risks I didn't take. And that's what stopped me from going to the NFL or going to college and playing. But honestly, I'm glad it happened, because I see that I'm doing this now, and I'd rather be doing this, honestly. But just trying to give y'all explanation and give y'all the story and the journey that I'm going through, because this just goes to show that when we try to fit in, when we try to be with the crowd and be safe and be comfortable, we lose so much of our potential, so much of our gifts, so much of our beauty and own unique ways of doing things that we love to do that we never truly pursue. Or we just hide it in the closet and do it here and there, thinking that it's just something we should do here and there. When we realize that it is more than that, when we realize we can make a life, when we can serve others with doing and inspire others with doing what we love to do, we then realize that it holds a purpose, and it always has. But it is asking yourself them questions. It is getting deep within yourself and not just listening to other people, because trust me, I've been through this experience. Listening to other people can just get you caught up in so much bull crap that you look back at it and be like, damn, like, why did I do that? Why was I doing that? Was it for temporary fun? Was it for temporary happiness? I won't even say fulfillment, but happiness, because that's what it leads down to. When you start listening to others, when you start trying to be safe and fit in the crowd, it only is temporary. And we see this a lot with famous people. They get depressed, they get sick, you know what I'm saying, they start going through stuff because they're not truly fulfilled. Even with all the materialistic things and all that money, it really comes down, and that can still be made. All that money can still be made. All that success can still happen. But imagine it happened with what you really love to do and a purpose that you felt fulfilled by. Waking up every day, giving you energy, not having to get coffee, not saying there's nothing wrong with that, or caffeine, but the energy that comes from what you are doing. And I get it, 9 to 5s, they hold a purpose. Sometimes we gotta work them, and that's completely fine. But when you can find time and invest in what you are doing and start building that up, it will only flourish. It will only amplify, because you are amplifying that energy. Once again, I explain this a lot in videos. It is all energy at the end of the day. So again, y'all, ask yourselves the question. Start listening to yourself. And when we can take times to listen to ourselves, we can take times of silence, of really deep diving into ourselves, we can then find the truth and know ourselves better, knowing our reality better. Because, as I believe, and a lot of spiritualist people talk about, so within, so without, it is only a projection. And people are here to, that's why it's like a game. If you just walk through a game, if you was a character and he's walking through a game, you reach level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, just by walking, the game won't have no purpose. So That is why our soul chose to come into these bodies with these certain experiences and circumstances, so that it may push us to our purpose. If it don't, we can realize it by others, by coming in to certain circumstances and maybe doing something that we realize ain't our full purpose and ain't what we love to do, because it is draining us ultimately. And when you just keep doing that thing that is draining you, you're going to come to a realization, or you will come to, what I hope not, death or disease, because it will drain you slowly. It will drain your energy slowly, and you'll feel it. But it is when we realize, it is when we fully recognize and awaken to our full purpose and what we love to do, and not just by listening to others or observing others and what they are doing or what they love to do. Because again, comparison is such a thief of joy, such a thief of life. But it is good to look at others and be happy and congratulate others, because we all have our own unique and beautiful purposes. So find your purpose, find your gift, find your talents, and you may already know them. And when you do, act on them in any way possible. Invest in them, not with just money, with time, with energy. And when you do that, it will only grow, and synchronicities, opportunities will only flow to you. I see you. Thank y'all for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to come back at you with another one.